And introduce.
Yeah, it's on. We're good. So how was your drive-in?
Right.
No. Give it a few minutes so I can pull this up. Here we are. Well, that was fast. Mm-hmm. We got volume. Yeah. Okay, we're good. I forgot to do one more thing. Darn. I wonder if I can edit. No. Okay. Let me just share this to my page. Okay. Even though this doesn't reflect what we're doing, I'm still going to use it.
Right. Visual good.
Right.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, it's good. Wow, so welcome back to another WCN Live here at the Wilson County News, and we're bringing you a special Insider Edition today, so stay tuned. Before we get started, I'd like to thank our very special sponsor. We're sponsored today by Budget Blinds of Livonia and Alamo Heights. They provide style and service for every budget. You can call for a free in-home consultation. Let me give you that number. It's 210-667-9040. Or you can learn more about them at budgetblinds.com. Thank you so much for your sponsorship today, Budget Blinds. We appreciate you. You can find their ads regularly also in the Wilson County News. So stay tuned for more info about them. They're great. They were also a Home and Garden sponsor.
Correct.
Right? South Texas Home and Garden. Pretty cool. We got to get them on one of these episodes. We're working on it, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Good to see we have a few watchers. Be sure that you post a comment while we're live to remind you that is our comment contest. So every time we're live, post a comment. You can ask a question. We'll follow along, try to answer them. Or you can just say hi, and that gets your name into the next drawing the following week.
Absolutely.
So before we start our conversation for many of you, we might have a mystery face here, but we'll get to that here in a minute. If I could have you, did we introduce ourselves? Well, hi, yeah. I'm Kristen Weaver with Wilson County News, and this is
Jacob Sendejo with the Wilson County News.
Two of us today. Yeah, so we're sort of bringing you off-the-cuff conversation, so Insider Edition. It's going to be fun. But go ahead and draw me a winner. So these are our names from last week's WCN Live, and our winner today is
Richard Good.
Oh, congratulations. That's a new name, and I think probably the first time he has joined one of our conversations last week when we had San Antonio River Authority on. So Richard posted a comment, and I'll be reaching out to him on Facebook Messenger later. Great.
Congratulations, Richard Good.
Yeah, congratulations. All right, so all of that out of the way. This is our Insider Edition, so we'll do this from time to time. I think the last one we did was a couple months back, and we had Rachel Draper from Wilson County News on for a wonderful conversation to learn about what she's doing here on the scene with Wilson County News. And similarly, Rachel was a newer face to our staff at the time, and now I want to introduce another new face that we have here, and that's Jacob. So Jacob, give me a little introduction about yourself, who you are, where you're from.
Well, I'm Jacob. I'm 29 years old, and I was born and raised here in Floresville, Texas. Grew up on the Highway 181 on 10th Street, and live pretty much right next to the Pecan Park. So I've always been local here in the in the city limits, and my journey here has been so unexpected.
Yep.
And I've been here since February.
Awesome.
But it's been a wonderful, I would say, a full circle kind of moment.
Yeah.
Because this isn't my first rodeo in working with multimedia. My multimedia journey actually goes back 8 years ago. So I'm well versed in a lot of different forms of media production.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, and it's interesting how you came. Your story is interesting, as are so many. I love hearing people's journeys, and you're definitely on one. And I have to relate because I'm born and raised here in Floresville too. So I did my journey and I circled back this way, but I couldn't wait to get back. For you, I know it was kind of interesting because several of our staff members had actually run into you at your place where you were working, which is Modern Nostalgia. You still
yes.
are working there.
Yes.
And right here on C Street. And yeah, and they were like, you have to meet Jacob. He's just great. So we got to meet you and learn about you and say, gosh, we'd love to bring you on. So I'm so glad we got to do that in February.
Yes. A little recap.
Yeah.
I did mention this started about 8 years ago. So I graduated high school in 2015. And, as with a lot of young kids, you have this desire to get out of town, you know, try new things, experience new perspectives. So I enrolled myself in San Antonio College, part of the Alamo colleges.
Yeah.
And I got involved with their radio television broadcasting program, as well as the music business program. And that just pretty much unlocked a whole new, passion in me. Not only was I doing radio, but I got to learn a lot of other things like audio editing, video editing, making flyers, interviewing people. And it was just an unexpected journey, really. It was like, wow, small town boy. And
so when you went and you started at San Antonio College, did you go in kind of having an idea of what you wanted to study, or something kind of drew you to that path?
Yes.
And then you received a lot of the education in that there, huh?
Yes, I
That's
truly
fascinating.
felt like it was like a point A to point B. Like I was going to do all this, and then good would come out of it. So,
of course.
But of course, there's roadblocks, and the future is always uncertain.
Sure.
I made it as high up as being the assistant program director at San Antonio College's radio station, which is KSYM 90.1 FM. It's been around since 1966 and has a great reputation.
Cool.
And so did that for about 2 years and built up credentials and the resume. But we all know something that affected the entire world, the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that was one of the things that really affected pretty much every kind of multimedia industry.
And most business, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and most businesses. And so I would say COVID was the point on where it was kind of like, all right, well, the radio industry, it's shrinking rather than growing. So it didn't really seem like an ideal future for me. So I took matters into my own hands and I became more of a freelancer, of course, I supported myself with, like a main job or something which was HEB, but I picked up a lot of gigs elsewhere, taking everything that I learned and earning work elsewhere. And that journey in itself brought me to 5 different states across the U.S.
Wow.
And another country, Germany.
Really?
Yes. So, coming back to Floresville, you mentioned of course, the game shop, Modern Nostalgia, earlier. And that's our video game store here in town, 1115 C Street, not too far from 1012 C Street.
Which is where we are,
Which is Wilson County News.
Block, right, across from the courthouse. Yeah.
And one of the very first things that was pushed on me, it's like, hey, we need help with the social media. We need more eyeballs and more people in here. So I really took charge of that. And then it's kind of like, this stuff is very similar to what I was doing in college.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, it's like I never left.
Yeah.
It's like you come back.
That's neat.
And, eventually down the line, some of the folks here at Wilson County News stopped by Modern Nostalgia, and y'all were seeking collaboration for advertising.
Yeah.
And then I gave my spin on it. And Pam Smith, she dropped a line that I'll never forget. She was like, wow, that was really good. You gave a better elevator pitch than I did, in 30 seconds. It's like, you should come work for us.
Yep.
But I took that to heart, And then I got to meet you and Elaine, and here I am. And I've been helping y'all with advertising and being a media guy for y'all.
Yes.
And let me tell you, it's truly a surreal moment. me and my family, like, we've been aware of Wilson County News forever.
Yeah.
Since its inception. My grandma's probably been reading since day one. I've been following it as far back since I was in middle school, high school, to read the football predictions.
Yeah.
You know, y'all ask the people around town,
Yeah.
and I have some issues saved. You know,
that's cool.
there were some times I was featured in the paper.
Nice.
So I'm very familiar with Wilson County News, and it's been an honor and pleasure to really come back home
I bet.
and be a part of this hometown institution.
That's awesome. I think that's why you fit so well for that, for the, the journey you've been on and that reflection that you just shared, in coming home. That's very much what we're about. So very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So some of you may have met Jacob now along the way. You may have seen him. He was there at one of the first, I guess, our biggest event of the year, South Texas Home and Garden Show. And he was there, and we had kind of threw him out and said, "Can you MC?" Because that's sort of how that happened.
Yeah.
We knew you had a wonderful speaking voice and could absolutely do that. So yeah, you did a really great job there. So many of y'all met him there. And that was Jacob at the time.
Keep in mind, I used to have long hair. I shaved my head recently, but for the past 2 years, most people were familiar with me with long hair.
Right. Well, cool. So the South Texas Home and Garden Show, you also worked with several businesses, and many. You were helping us get vendors and food trucks, and really helped us on the planning and coordinating there to make that a successful event. And then you've also been working with businesses since now, and you've been going out and meeting more of them more recently. You want to tell us about some of those adventures?
Oh, yes. So the first promotion that y'all put me in charge of was called Senior Living, and it's aimed towards seniors 50 and older. This ranges from health, exercise, recreation, and nutrition. And in addition to medical directories, I've reached out to like care homes and golf courses and stuff like that. And I truly believe that Floresville, it's like an honor and privilege to get to live here. Like, we have such a peaceful, humble community, and I truly believe that, like, Floresville is built on relationships, like building personal relationships, not just with your neighbors, but you go into town, that business owner, you say hi. Yeah. You get to know people like they almost become family. So that was something that I kept in mind, in doing these promotions. It's kind of like I want to build relationships with these people.
Absolutely.
And get to know them. They get to know me.
It's true. And that's an important part of life and business. It really is. And being part of a community.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah, so y'all have to shout out if you have met Jacob. So let me know in the comments, and good morning to all of you, and thanks for joining us. Good to hear from you, Brenda Pope, Amy Nooper, Michael Anthony, and Terry Burnham. Good to have y'all on this morning, and Nicole Fretz. Really appreciate y'all joining the conversation. Let us know if you have anything to add or if there's a question you want to ask him. But and now you're going to have other things on the radar soon after you wrap up the senior living, right?
Yes, the sports calendar.
That's right. We have the sports posters. So you may be hearing from Jacob on that. Those sports posters, because I know it's kind of new to you, so you'll have to jump in what you recall of the conversations we've had about them. But we do 6 sports posters throughout the year. And so we focus on the first ones that will come out will be football and volleyball. Some of the most popular. And so basically we offer small business ad opportunities on these posters, and they go out throughout the county. They highlight the 4 county schools, so Floresville, Lavernia, Poth, and Stockdale, with the schedules for those sports. And then, all of the local businesses support it, and then the posters get out again across the area. And then we will have the opportunity, you'll be presenting these posters to businesses for them to be able to participate on all 6. So it's a really great opportunity to do that. in addition to, or they can just pick and choose their favorite sports. So football and volleyball in the fall. Then for your winter sports, we will roll out the posters for girls and boys basketball each. And then for spring, we do baseball and softball. So those are the ones that you'll see out around the county right now because they're currently out for this season. But yeah, you'll be working on getting those all developed this summer and rolling them out. So, yeah.
Very exciting. And, yep, I just want to just be thankful for just you just believing in me. Like, you've just thrown opportunities at me, and even our time at City Hall, if you want to touch on that,
Sure.
a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
We had to make our presentations
We
and all that
did.
to
We
the
did.
Floresville Economic Development Corporation.
Yeah, that was
And-
fun and a neat experience and very different for you because you had said you had never actually gone to, you hadn't, found yourself at a local government meeting like that before, right?
Correct.
So we had to present to the Floresville Economic Development Corporation on that Monday night. We were on the agenda for their participation in the Go Wilson app. So we'll give a little spiel about that. But of course, the newspaper has what we call our community app, and that is how you can connect to. It's a great way to connect to the community, and it's called Go Wilson. So through the App Store or Google Play. I think that's the right reference for those
Correct.
two, but your app store basically, just search Go Wilson, no space between, and you should pull it up. And it's in the logo for it is the icon of Wilson County. So that's what you'll actually see on that. And basically you can, again, access the Wilson County News and all of its features. Lavernia News content is in there as well. Our community calendar, Go Wilson 360, so you can get to the community calendar, as well as the Floresville Economic Development Corporation. There's through the communities of this app is where you can access all of those features. Additionally, we've recently added the Wilson County Crime Stoppers website, so all important aspects, I believe, in our community. And I would say Floresville Economic Development is so important because they are a moving force in the county, even though it's Floresville, very much Floresville economics, but Floresville being the county is the county seat. So it's a big community and there's a lot going on here, but the economic development does offer options. They work with the businesses in Floresville. So if you're a business in Floresville, you should definitely check it out. And an easy way to get there is through our app, Go Wilson. And you can find out like they have facade grants and what other business services that they do offer, as well as they're doing the market, which is
Correct.
I believe the
Second Saturday.
second Saturday in Floresville. So all of those features you can find through the app, and we're looking forward to partnering up and maybe adding some more communities within our app, and that's something that Jacob may be visiting about
Yes.
in the near future. So
I also do want to throw this out there that the market every second Saturday of the month has been really cool because, like, you'd be amazed at how many people are not aware that Floresville is full of culture and has a bunch of different people that are into cool things
yeah,
and are willing to share that with our small town. There's been this consensus like, oh, if you want culture, you got to drive to San Antonio. But no, from what I've seen, there is so much culture here, whether it's musically inclined people, whether it's
Yeah.
people that are involved in arts and crafts, hobbies, everything.
Right.
Like, Floresville has it all.
they do. They
And
do.
that's something that we're really pushing, like, to showcase that, like, let's share that with our community because Floresville is full of culture from what I've seen. And I remember the days where we just had like one place to hang out, and most of the time it was like Whataburger or something. But like now at Modern Nostalgia, we play like card games every Friday night, like Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, stuff like that. So much stuff going on. There's live music happening at Flo's this weekend. Like live music, high schoolers,
Oh, okay, cool.
and performing live. So
Right.
that's just a little example of just stuff that.
Well, not to mention, I have to shout
Spotlight.
out for Arcadia Theater.
Yes.
We do have a local theater, and that is quite a gem in our community. So you should definitely support these local businesses that were mentioned, and the fact that they do provide, a valuable service in the community. That's really cool.
Absolutely.
What did you want to say about that?
Oh, and in addition,
Yeah.
at the FEDC, we were seeking approval for an ad for the Peanut Festival,
Right.
which I can vouch and say.
Yeah.
I just want to say well done to the Peanut Festival
Mm-hmm.
Committee. I had the pleasure and honor of introducing my girlfriend, who's not from here, to her first ever Peanut Festival last October. And honestly, that was one of the best peanut festivals I've seen in the 20 plus years that I've been going to the Peanut Festival. Just everything. I really love how y'all introduced 2 music stages, one on C Street and one in front of Phelps.
Right.
And that was, the area at Phelps was like its whole other entertainment
Exactly.
hub.
Yeah.
And the carnival was like twice as big.
Really?
A lot of rides for adults and teenagers as well, so it was an enjoyable experience. The vendors were awesome. The carnival games, the prizes you could win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won a flat screen TV for my dad.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you won that where?
At the Peanut Festival.
Uh-huh.
It was some game with ping pong balls.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
So
Wow.
he enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
But
Amazing.
well done. The Peanut Festival was very awesome last year.
Talk about culture.
Yes, yes, definitely a lot of
Yes.
culture, and looking forward to. Yeah, we got approved for the ad in the
Yeah.
Goober Gazette.
So yeah, the Floresville Economic Development Corporation will have their sponsorship in here again. Yeah, they had a nice spread last time, so that's going to be. We look forward to the 82nd annual and
Yep.
putting that together for the Peanut Festival.
Well done,
Cool.
well done, Peanut Festival Committee.
Good job.
Y'all did an awesome job, and y'all really made it nuts. No pun intended.
Right.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, any last minute words you want to leave our conversation with as we're kind of rolling to the end here? Did we cover everything we wanted to? I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say that just Wilson County News has just been an amazing, essential institution here in Floresville. Without Wilson County News, I don't think Floresville would have its identity. Wilson
Yeah.
County News, it just
Thank you.
touches on a personal level. You see a lot of humble stories that come from the heart. You know what I'm saying?
You do.
And
Yes.
like that,
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's no secret that national news, it's almost like an overload nowadays. But every time I read this, I seek solace and comfort.
Oh my goodness.
And I open
so
this, you could see birthday shout outs.
Yeah.
You could see people that traveled.
You're in this paper. Look at you. You
Yeah,
traveled.
I don't mean to double dip, but there's my photo. I was in Washington, D.C. with the newspaper.
Very cool.
And something like that, I mean, that probably means the world to somebody too. Hey,
We
I
know it
brought
does.
my Wilson County News to Hawaii,
Yeah.
and that really
Yeah.
hits back home. It's like, that's my newspaper. That's my town,
Yeah.
So I think Wilson County News has really become a part of Floresville's identity, that it's inseparable.
That's
So
right. That's right.
yeah.
In all the communities that we serve, we value what we do here and serving our community that way, telling the stories of
Yes.
residents in Wilson County. Yep. That's the way that you connect to your community. And yep. Pretty
So,
great. Pretty
well-
great to be here.
well done.
Thank you. Thanks for being here, Jacob. Well,
Oh,
I hope
thank you.
y'all enjoyed that because, like I said, you'll be seeing more of him, and I think that's been fun hearing the, oh, who are you kind of response as you're visiting businesses. So, well, we look forward to more of that and all that you're going to be bringing. So, appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you also, Alma Ramirez, for joining. And she said, good morning, Jacob.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah. We appreciate all you watching today and hope that you got something out of this latest Inside edition of WCN Live. And to wrap things up, I'd like to thank our sponsor, our very special sponsor this week, Budget Blinds of Lavernia and Alamo Heights. They provide style and service for every budget. You can call them for a free in-home consultation at 210-667-9040 or learn more about them at budgetblinds.com. So thank you so much for your sponsorship. And y'all be sure to join us again next Wednesday. We'll be live at 10 a.m. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye. Y'all take care.